A new women's championship, the Women's United States Championship, was presented on Friday by Nick Aldis, general manager of WWE SmackDown. Although the specifics of the inaugural champion's coronation have not been disclosed as of yet, Aldis did state that the company's female superstars would be required to win the title. Perhaps Becky Lynch will make a triumphant comeback thanks to the newly created title. There have been whispers of a possible return to WWE from the four-time women's champion for quite some time. Following the expiration of her contract on June 1, 2024, she departed from the firm. No word on whether or not the man had renewed his contract with the international behemoth. Lynch most recently faced up against Liv Morgan, the reigning women's world champion, during the May 25 King and Queen of the Ring premium live event in Jeddah. She was defeated by Morgan for the women's world title. In a steel cage bout on Raw, she was defeated by the Miracle Kid and was unable to recover it. She left the firm after this appearance. To be continued, she captioned the self-portrait she posted via Instagram. WWE Chief Creative Officer Triple H is considering rebooking Becky Lynch for a battle royal to become the first ever Women's United States Champion on SmackDown. The man might return for a possible one-on-one bout with a high name to decide the first champion if that doesn't work. The game should not instantly put Becky Lynch in a narrative with Morgan upon her arrival, since there doesn't seem to be a compelling basis to do so. While entangled in a contentious plot with the Miracle Kid, Rhea Ripley is now a leading candidate for the Women's World Championship. This means that Triple H has complete creative control on Lynch's SmackDown comeback. As the only celebrity to ever wield the Women's United States Championship, the man has the potential to elevate the event. Having said that, nothing has been officially announced, so this is just conjecture. After hearing that the man backed Lyra Valkyria before her absence, industry veteran Vince Russo claims that the Stamford-based corporation should have chosen her over Becky Lynch. Valkyria, in Russo's opinion, might have been a huge heel if she had pretended to be Lynch's improved version. While defending Valkyria's claim to be the man's successor, Russo argued on this week's Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw that WWE should have developed Lynch and Valkyria's plot in stages. According to the ex-writer, this would have stoked a fierce competition between the two. Triple H may make Valkyria the first female United States champion on SmackDown, even if WWE hasn't hinted at a plot involving Becky Lynch and the man. Originally a minor sideshow, WWE's women's division has grown and changed over the years to become a major draw for fans. Triple H has overseen revolutionary changes to the division, including as the creation of new titles and a reorientation toward women's wrestling. There have been whispers that Triple H is thinking about inviting a former WWE star backstage to present her with the first WWE Women's United States Championship belt. The women's division of WWE would be strengthened by this alleged change, which would provide new storylines and chances for female wrestlers to shine, in addition to introducing a new title. Let's take a look at the Women's U.S. Championship, who Triple H may re-establish as champion, and how this might affect WWE in the future. Both casual observers and longtime insiders have considered holding a Women's United States Championship. There are already two big women's titles in WWE, the Women's World Championship and the WWE Women's Championship, but an extra mid-card belt would be great for the expanding pool of female talent. A Women's U.S. Championship, similar to the Intercontinental and U.S. Championships for men, may give a stage for mid-tier players to rise through the ranks, grow as individuals, and refine their skills in significant matches. The first women's main event at WrestleMania and the creation of all women's PPVs are just two examples of how WWE has prioritized the advancement of female athletes in recent years. Wrestling purists and casual fans both would appreciate the complexity and diversity that a Women's U.S. Championship could bring to the company's storyline And it would also show how serious WWE is about promoting women in the business. Triple H is the one WWE superstar who would actively pursue a championship like this. When it comes to WWE's women's division, Triple H's influence stretches all the way back to his time at NXT and his dedication to developing talent. During his tenure, female wrestlers like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch rose to prominence, demonstrating that the industry valued their contributions. Adding a women's U.S. championship to WWE might be his next move toward his goal of building a more equitable and formidable roster, given his sway over the company's creative direction. Whoever Triple H decides to name the first women's U.S. champion, however, is the subject of genuine interest. Rumor has it that WWE is considering re-signing a beloved former star with the personality and wrestling chops to defend the new title. Tessa Blanchard is one name that keeps popping up in conversations. Blanchard was a force in women's wrestling, even if her time in WWE was brief. She has also won the Impact World Championship. Tessa has all the qualities necessary to become a champion, including perseverance, agility, and a no-nonsense mentality. Nevertheless, WWE previously parted ways with her because of issues highlighted by her controversial background. If she can demonstrate her dedication to WWE's principles and ideals while she's under Triple H's tutelage, the organization may give her another shot. Kairi Sane is another possible contender. With her massive fan base and distinctive in-ring style, Sane, a former NXT Women's Champion, would be an exciting addition to the Women's U.S. Championship match. Even though Sane went back to Japan following her time with WWE, her frequent appearances on WWE shows may suggest that the organization has bigger plans for her. She could represent the United States Championship with dignity as the first ever champion, and establish the standard for women's mid-card champions in WWE. Chelsea Green, who got her comeuppance as a member of the Women's Tag Team Champions, is another possibility. As a performer, Green has improved much over the years, and her charm and adaptability make her a formidable contender for the first crown. Because of her charming personality and impeccable comic timing, Green has already won over admirers and might bring an exciting, unexpected element to the tournament. There are a lot of potential configurations for the Women's U.S. Championship under WWE's current setup, should it be created. Either SmackDown or Raw may become the only brands that air the championship, or it could alternate between brands like the men's tag titles. As the ladies of each brand compete for the chance to wear a title that symbolizes perseverance, patriotism, and fighting spirit, this might lead to new rivalries and matchups. A competition could determine the first champion, giving many ladies the chance to show off their abilities and share inspiring tales as they competed for the title. There is a wealth of talent in WWE's women's division, both on the main roster and in NXT. A tournament may be a great way to showcase both newcomers and veterans. Envision a championship match, including fierce competitors with distinct fighting styles and viewpoints, like as Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi, and even NXT sensations like Roxanne Perez. Rivalry between different brands may also be possible with this new title, similar to how the U.S. title is used to evaluate male talent. The Women's U.S. Championship has the potential to become a prized possession for anybody aiming to make a name for themselves in WWE. In addition to giving underappreciated wrestlers a shot, it would open possibilities for mid-card superstars. Liv Morgan, Zoe Stark, and Piper Niven are just a few of the names who might use the Women's U.S. Championship as a stepping stone to main event possibilities in the future. Establishing a separate Women's U.S. Championship would show real support for the women's division rather than just lip service. The new championship has Triple H's support, which means it has the potential to elevate WWE's women's division. Having an approachable mid-card title would allow stars to develop naturally without being hurried into the main event, which is important since titles determine a star's worth, trajectory, and long-term narrative arc in wrestling. In addition to helping women advance in their careers, a women's U.S. championship would provide excitement and variety to WWE shows. By demonstrating the division's diversity via varied fighting styles, characters, and rivalries, matches for the women's U.S. championship might bring variation to weekly presentations. As a narrative trigger, this title has the potential to introduce new alliances and feuds. Picture a competition, including the unpredictable Tessa Blanchard and the combative Chelsea Green, or the elegant Kairi Sane and the force Raquel Rodriguez. More proof that the women's U.S. championship is a highly coveted championship is the fact that it might be defended at every major pay-per-view. With the introduction of the women's U.S. title, WWE has the opportunity to set the standard for future champions to follow. Those who are prepared to fight and scrape their way to the top might be shown as champions, emphasizing perseverance and hard effort. Under Triple H's leadership, WWE is progressing toward his goal of a division that is both inventive and competitive. As seen by his history of advancing women's wrestling via NXT, Triple H has proven that he isn't hesitant to take risks and provide new ideas to WWE.